This being an Olympic year, really we've been in Olympic prep mode for 4 years actually with a lot of these clients that come to MJP, and a lot of them coming in from different Olympic federations and national governing bodies that are not right here local. In fact, most of them are from faraway places: China, Eastern Europe, Brazil, the Caribbean. Double-digit numbers of podium potential athletes from track and field, fencing, and some other events as well have come here in the last couple of years, just to be evaluated on where they're progressing on some of those metrics of athleticism for their sport.
And when they're training at such a high level, right now we're actually in the competitive season now, and now it's go time. We don't have the luxury of time to take, to regress some of the training or take out some of the intensity and or volume to recover from an injury. A few of our athletes we did send into the treadmill for recovery. From time to time they'll have some things, especially during the competitive season where they're competing on top of intense training. You can try to taper or pull back on some volume, but we're always going to keep that intensity given the amount of time that we have leading up to a competition or even leading up to the games. So instead of doing a flush run, pounding on the pavement and or track, even though it is softer surface, we'll put them in the water treadmill. Getting that into the routine now so that the body responds as quickly as we possibly can get it to respond so they feel their best. That's what this is all about. It's about the Olympic Games.
And so it's twofold. It's when they're here, we're evaluating them as an athlete, but also their structure and their modalities that they're using when they're away from here. They're experiencing the aquatics when they're here. They're experiencing the HydroWorx systems for recovery, regeneration, readiness, potentiation, as well as actual volume loading using some of the tubs and some of the plyometrics in the pools as well.
And we've used it either for where we'll actually decrease some of the level of the water, so it's more legs, it's a little bit more of it's less of an intense flush, or we'll keep the water high, we'll turn on the jets and try to tap into their cardiovascular system just for a short while to let the system know it needs to turn on and start to flush.
So they're actually exposing themselves to these opportunities of sort of potential that's unrealized right now, and then they're trying to go back and trying to replicate that where they are, whether that's in Eastern Europe, whether that's they're going back to Rio, they're going back to Salcatano, but they're coming back asking us what's best practices, and it sets us up for a great conversation to be had. Hey, best practice is this: hot-cold contrast, HydroWorx. These are the temperatures, this is the way you set it up. Indwelling HydroWorx treadmill pool, this is how you're going to use it. You're going to dose it in for recovery this way, you're going to dose it in for extra volume load if you're a runner on these days. You're going to add an extra element of periodization for plyometrics training. We're going to get 4 days of plyos on you versus just 2 days a week. We can get an extra 2 days a week of plyos on you as well. And it's just opening up their minds to, holy cow, I need this tool. I got to have this tool because my competition, chances are, they're using this tool against me right now. And if I don't have access to these tools, I'm not able to realize my fullest potential. And so it speaks back to the athlete, who speaks back to the coach, who then takes that information to the national governing body, the Olympic Committee, and says, look, to be competitive in this world landscape now, we've got to have the right tools to do the job, and HydroWorx is one of those tools we got to have. It's a must-have now and not a nice-to-have.